The insurgents walked in a crowd right across the mine barriers, seemingly oblivious to the fear of death. Huh. So, there's an area we can go over here, but there was also a door, but I think that's taking us to a new area, which makes me assume that's not where I'm supposed to go. That's where I'm supposed to go. So it's not where I want to go yet. Probably?
I won't tolerate weakness.
Or not.
Change is coming. The edge is nigh.
The blinded ones are harmless. No sense in shooting them and drawing attention.
Fire on the nearest target! Don't kill the tech priest! We need to take him alive!
Find it, and let their enemies win.
Fall back!
May knowledge be thy fate. Let the cycle be discontinued.
Okay. So first, smart choice for the enemies to fake being the blind people in order to get up close. But also, as a tech priest, I think intentionally blowing up technology probably is bad. Like turning good, potentially functioning technology into a grenade. Feels bad. Pasqal. Sure. The man dressed in crimson should not have survived an explosion like that. However, he is alive, and you hear the wheezing of a respirator that covers half of his face.
Not another step.
A trill comes from the folds of the partially smoldering crimson raiment. It is Benarch speech, the sacred language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Benarch hymn transforms into a vox-synthesized voice that sounds like thunder rolling over a vast plain.
Flee, for I am death.
His gaunt hand rises to stop you, and immediately your vox howls in pain and your machine equipment starts crackling. The tech priest's blazing power axe disgorges a cloud of righteous sparks, and his visor glows menacingly in blue and green. Well, he's got an awesome epic intro.
By the throne! What is that servant of the Omnissiah made of? Adamantine? Ugh, blast it.
Abelard clutches his head as his ocular implant is racked with a wave of interference. Yeah, he took a giant blast. He also apparently has a power axe. Like, I want him on my team. I'm hoping this is our Engine Seer Prime we're here to collect. I'm Rogue Trader Ignatius von Valencius. I mean you no ill. Abelard, this is no time to lose your composure. Present me. We're gonna do it, of course, because Abelard always presents us. Stop immediately, or I shall have you thrown into the remains of that machine to finish burning, or maintain contemptuous silence. Abelard, this is no time to lose your composure. Present me.
Rogue Trader von Valancius greets you, honored tech priest, and graciously grants you permission to remain in his presence.
Clenching his teeth, the seneschal grits out.
I identify you as a member of a high stratum belonging to Rogue Trader House von Valancius. I am detecting no need for confrontation.
The tech priest's visor focuses on your attire and examines the symbols on it. Yes.
The convoy received an order to meet you. It is no longer functional. Therefore, I propose that we continue to advance to the rendezvous point with the governor's soldiers.
The menacing blue-green glow fades in the tech priest's gaze. He lowers his arm, and your equipment ceases to malfunction. And then the tech priest stares resolutely forward, his mechadendrite tentacles rising gracefully around his hunched figure, which is illuminated by the flames of the smoldering remains of the machine. Who are you? Point to the exploded machine. How did you manage to kill off a slew of people and blow up a sacred machine without even laying a finger on it? And why do you wish to see the governor? Who are you? We'll start there.
I identify as Magos Pasqal of the priesthood of amass. By the grace of the Omnissiah, I am currently assigned to the maintenance personnel of the station Altar Templum Calixis X-17.
Okay.
Altar Templum Calixis. I have heard the name before. The station appears on House Orcelio's star charts in the Furibundus system, not far from the void colony of Footfall. You have traveled a long way to come here, esteemed Magos.
Okay, that's good information. So he's from near Footfall, where we are potentially trying to get to once we resolve everything going on in this system. Well, how did you manage to kill off a slew of people and blow up a sacred machine without even laying a finger on it?
This was my doing.
Yes. The tech priest turns around and stares aghast at the burning remains, as if he had nothing to do with what just happened. His vox produces a mournful prayer. He didn't realize that was his doing because it seemed pretty obvious to us that that's what was going on.
The voices are being weird about him. They're saying garbled, conflicting things. Like they're talking about completely different people. But he's not a threat to you. Even if that's a bit hard to believe after all the fireworks.
Adira's been staring at the tech priest, biting her lip. She finally leans into your ear. You do not even know how you caused such an explosion?
The Omnissiah granted me a revelation. The spirit of this machine was dying, but it wished to perform a service, for such was its design. I sensed this and appealed to it. I do not know how I did it. I merely followed my intuition. The understanding granted by the Omnissiah was not permanent. It has left me.
The tech priest appears shaken. Well, that's a shame.
How strange it is to hear such words from one who is not of the blood-spun web. We have much in common.
Okay. She's talking about how they hear voices that tell them where to go, what to do, what to look for. And so, yeah, there is some connection there. Because again, they're both getting revelations from presumably the God Emperor without being a psyker. You know, psykers trained in divination. Okay. Why do you wish to see the governor?
I came here to carry out a sacred mission. My mentor, Archmagus Amonat, summoned me, and I hastened to answer his call. But the rabbles and rest prevented our meeting, and I was on my way to Governor Medina to determine my mentor's current location.
The tech priest hesitates, glancing at his mechadendrites as if consulting them. Eventually, his vox system responds.
My escort was ordered by their commander to discontinue their movement and wait to be merged with your group. Then, due to their incompetence, they let themselves be killed. It was an unacceptable complication to my task.
If the tech priest's voice carried any compassion for the dead, the dry words that crackled from his vox system did not convey a shred of it. You must be quite devoted to your mentor to be willing to wade into this mess for him. I invite you to join my retinue. You appear to be injured. You should go back. You will be given medical attention. Well, first, yeah, you must be quite devoted to your mentor to be willing to wade into this mess for him.
Cessation of vital functions is an unavoidable phenomenon, and therefore an insignificant one. The doctrine of worship repudiates the fear of death.
Small wrinkles gather around the tech priest's exposed eye, as if he is smiling under his respirator mask.
With my mentor's words, the Omnissiah gives me the algorithm for redemption and triumph in service. I will be redeemed, and I will triumph.
Then his expression hardens, and he adds cryptically, "Well, I'm going to invite you to join my retinue. Together, we will have a better chance of getting out of here."
Acknowledged. Predicting successful and mutually beneficial cooperation.
Yeah, pretty sure this is my new engine seer. Now, why he's going to choose to follow us when he has his own mission here, who knows? You are level 4. And we don't get to know anything about you? Like what his class is. Seriously? Because, like, who I would turn off depends on what role he fills. Well, he's got a giant axe. Power axe, so he's probably a warrior. Would I want to leave Abelard behind? Not really. So we have 2 soldiers. Pasqal is an operative. Is he? So he's a melee operative. So he is taking the same role as Adira. Okay. Thank you, Kaldar von Lupo. Well, if that's the case, because Adira would be the obvious one to let go, because I'm already a psyker. And so I don't need a second psyker in my party. He can also melee and shoot. It's his gimmick. Okay. Then yeah, I think I'll let Adira remain behind, and we'll take Pasqal as our new operative. Cool. I'm good with that. But now we gotta level him up. First, let's check out his character. So yes, he's got his Omniscient Axe. Omniscient Axe probably is the correct pronunciation. 9 to 11, 35% armor penetration. It is a power axe. Some good stuff. But he also has an ordinary standard las gun. We'll want to keep an eye out for better las guns from him. Holy vestments are not great. I have gloves here. +5 to persuasion. I should give that to someone. Let's see. Your character, if we go here, you are also dogmatic. We've got a lot of dogmatic people. Do you have any headgear going on? You don't, which means I could give him the Helmet of the Devoted Protector. Which luckily doesn't take off his hood, because he'd look silly if he was actually wearing that helmet. We could replace his las gun with a shotgun. He's going to be mainly up front. It's an idea. I don't know. Okay. So, what do you have? You are an operative, as stated. All weapons are huge, in a huge area, gain additional effects. Recoil is reduced by half. That's good. Enemies suffer a penalty to dodge. Enemy weapons recoil is increased by half. And allies get a bonus to dodge. Okay. Machine Spirit Banishment reduces the damage dealt from the target's attacks by 14% for 1 round. Targets with the Reject the Flesh feature suffer 20 shock damage. Target is a mechanism or a machine. It suffers 40 shock damage instead, and its characteristics are reduced by 8. Cool. So he's proficient with Melta, Plasma, and other things from a Forge world. Not surprising there. He has subskin armor, locomotion system. No, usually you get to choose one of these. He can't have all 3, can he? At least that's what I was thinking, is they got to choose one if you were from a Forge world. I don't know. And then those are ship abilities. Okay. Well, let's level them up. So first, probably intelligence. I'm guessing that's your main weapon skill. So he can shoot, but he's obviously intended as a melee person with that 55 weapon skill. Intelligence is actually not his highest stat. That is shocking. But yes, we'll give him intelligence. And then... oh dear, choosing talents. Forge World characters can use persuasion, coercion, and commerce based on intelligence instead of fellowship. Ooh. I'm probably not going to use him for any of those, let's be real. He's going to be focusing on tech use, logic, maybe the lores, maybe Medicae. I'm going to keep him focused on intelligence skills as his primary focus. +3 deflection against the burning effect. Forge World characters getting stacking, +10% bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction. With a single target attack. Successful critical hits from single target attacks increase the hit chance and dodge reduction by 20%. I mean, that's something. I'll keep it in mind. The first attack in combat with any plasma, melt, or power weapons deals an additional damage equal to 5. For the remainder of combat, the bonus to damage is decreased to 2. So we would just give him a +3 or a +2 to all attacks, except the first one, which is a +5, with his power axe. Also valuable. While wearing heavy armor, Forge World characters gain 1 movement point, 1 flexion, and cannot fall prone. I don't think he's in heavy armor. I suspect. Pasqal gains 5 movement points the first round of combat. Every successful melee attack grants him +2 movement points in the next round. That's a strong maybe. Pasqal gains 10 ballistic skill, 15% dodge reduction with plasma melta. No. Pasqal's melee attacks apply the machine spirit communion effect on all attacked enemies. Well, what is that? We'd have to close out in order to see it. I don't like that. Particularly because if you're leveling up 4 levels, then we would have to go back and re-put in all of our choices. I wish I could just see my features. But fine. Let's go back to here. Can apply the machine spirit communion effects on all attacked enemies. Grr, what is it? Alright. Machine spirit communion. I need to know what that is. We don't have it. We have machine spirit banishment. We don't actually have anything called machine spirit communion. That's awkward. Here it is. Okay. Okay. That's what we get to all weapons in a huge area at the cost of 2 AP. So if we pick that up here, then anytime we attack, we get that effect on our enemies to penalize them without having to use the 2 AP. Alright. Pasqal's attacks and effects of the exposed weakness ability gain bonuses against enemies under the effects of the machine spirit communion, as if those enemies had 2 more stacks of exploits. Also good. When he uses plasma or melta weapons, first time in a round, he gains +1 AP. Probably not. Machine Spirit Communion applies 1 stack of exploit on all affected enemies. Maybe. Manipulator Mechadendrites attack enemies in close combat, pushing them up to 2 cells away and dealing weapon skill plus int bonus damage. This attack has 5 times Tech Priest Perception bonus armor penetration. Tech Priest can use their Mechadendrite to restore the wounds of an ally once per combat. Potentially looks like without using a medikit. That would be good. Although it doesn't say it gets rid of trauma or injuries. It just restores health. Do we know what that calculates to with our current skills? I guess I can figure that out. Medicae divided by 5. Medicae is 45, so 7. So we would heal 6 plus 7 is a number. 13 wounds. It's not nothing. Every time he uses plasma melta weapons, don't care. Pasqal gains plus 20% dodge reduction and parry reduction with melee weapons. If an enemy dodges or parries his attack, the bonus is doubled for the next melee attack against this enemy. Reducing dodge and parry sounds really good. Additional servo skull connected directly to the tech priest systems increases their perception by 10. Based on the effects of the machine spirit communion, his melee attacks deal an additional 15% damage and gain 15% armor penetration. He's got a lot of really good features, or talents, I guess. Mechadendrite is equipped with all kinds of tools to communicate with machine spirits, increases tech use and demolition by 10. I'm not going to use you for demolition. And then we just have a bunch of the usual skills, weapons, and whatnot else. Okay. Lots of good stuff there. Which ones do I think are most important to grab now? +2 damage is cool. More movement is good, although I don't know how good his movement normally is. You would think that would be listed somewhere. And it probably is somewhere. I think exposing communion sounds really good, because we should... No, it's not actually adding 2 more stacks every time we do it. It treats it as if they had 2 more stacks. Not as good. This one is probably a better choice. If we use Machine Spirit Communion every turn, effectively, then we're just getting exploits on all enemies in a huge area around us. But reducing dodge and parry... I think making us more accurate to hit is probably the bigger thing at the moment, but we're probably going to get that pretty quick. Okay. Huh. We'll just grab it now. I was right, we picked it up quick. Boost our intelligence again. Sadly, we were started at an odd number, so this is going to keep us at an odd value. What do we have here? Okay, we can choose one of these 5 abilities. Really? Yeah, that's all features, so... Only giving me a choice of 5. Joint analysis. Until the operative's next turn, their allies' attacks also remove exploits and deal plus int bonus more damage. Okay. So at the cost of 1 AP, all of our allies can take off an exploit to do 5 more damage. For the next attack against a target affected by an exploit, that target's cover efficiency will be reduced by a bunch. I don't care about their cover, since we're melee. Operative's next non-area attack inflicts the intimidated effect on the first target hit by the attack, and all enemies in a 5-cell radius around the target. Damage dealt by the intimidated enemies is reduced. Its negative effect is doubled for enemies with less than 50% armor. Okay. While in cover, which we probably won't be, the operative gains 25% cover efficiency, more perception, more ballistic skill. No. Operative removes 1 exploit from each enemy in a 5-cell radius around a point within 10 cells of the operative. If there's only 1 enemy in the area, the operative removes all the exploit stacks from that enemy. All allies gain exploit It's removed percent armor until the end of combat. If 4 or more exploits are removed, the operative gains +2 times exploits removed percent damage until the end of combat. Okay. That could work really well, given that we are going to be putting lots of exploits in that big area whenever we use our machine communion. Kind of torn between joint analysis and tactical knowledge. But I think I'm going to go with tactical knowledge, and we'll grab joint analysis later. Okay, logic and tech use are definitely the ones we're going to focus on with you. Your tech use is already really good, so we're going to boost your logic, because I don't think I have anyone else really doing that either, but yeah. We want to keep our logic also pretty high. Alright, here we are. Back to this. Skirmisher protocols or up close scanning. I don't know. Or just +2 damage. Maybe that. We're probably going to keep him with plasma, melta, or power weapons for a foreseeable future. Because I'm like, oh, we could get, you know, something that gives us, you know, minor bonuses, 15% bonus to damage, but I'm like, +2. He's also just good. Okay. And then we just get to choose another one. These aren't quite the same lists, and I'm confused that they're not. No, it's just that Medicae Mechadendrite was pushed down in the list for whatever reason. Rather than being alphabetical. They are the same lists. Okay, so we've grabbed that additional damage. We'll go with something like that. I think that'll be fine. Is it going to be perfect? Who knows? But we've got him now in our party, Pasqal. Oh, no, we want everyone to move, not just you, Pasqal. And we can talk to him and get his story when we get back to our ship later on. An entire procession of cargo servitors was destroyed by gunfire, and not a single one of them attempted to flee. Well, they're servitors.
Over there.
Darkness is coming, and if in it there will shine a spark of dawn, the final dawn. Okay, we've got another medikit and a bolter. Pasqal, you could use bolters, as I recall. Probably want you to use that rather than a las gun. Range is actually higher. Less ammo. Less rate of fire. But overall, just better. So yes, please use that. You don't get a second weapon set. That is strange.
It's about time.
Okay, we've got some goods here. Frag grenades. Gas cloud grenade. Creates a toxic area which lasts for 4 rounds and deals 8 toxic damage to anyone who enters the area or starts their round inside of it. Okay. Every one of the dead have their eyes ruthlessly burned.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Okay, let's grab those goods. That looks like it's all cargo to be sold. So that's where we came from. Oh, we left loot back here. So
I am registering unconventionally high efficiency for the unit Cassia Orcelio relative to her limited experience. The unit status has been upgraded.
huh.
Knowledge is the key to everything, is it not, esteemed Magos? I learned this wisdom from your fellow priests, and it has helped me many times.
Interesting. So we can take this lift up to here to get that loot, which I think we shall.
None shall stand in my way.
Grab that. Sin skin. Armor 25 with no dodge penalties. Base armor property, plus 5% dodge if the wearer's agility is more than 40. Okay. Agility is 45. So this would just boost us. Currently our dodge is 45. So if we put this on, then our dodge is now... Yeah, okay. Dodge goes up to 80 because of the synth skin. And then it's also more armor. So that's the chest plate. If we go to Pasqal, this would be the same armor but without the dodge penalty. But his also gives 6% more armor and plus 2 tech use. I didn't consider that. So his armor is actually 36. Okay. We'll keep your 0.75 dodge penalty. Yeah, his holy vestments drop him by a quarter. Not ideal. Head back down.
I'll lay claim to the
Oh,
stars.
what do we have here? You sure the machine spirits will listen to you? I bet they're real stubborn. Quit your whining. I've seen the tech priest do it twice. I once even brought a sensor to him. Of course they'll list. Boom. Explosions. Alert. Profane violation of the algorithm. Okay, that was not quite what I was expecting, but hopefully it's not going to attack us as we walk up. We'll save because, as usual, I trust nothing. Can we safely loot? Yes. We could activate the turrets. Do I want to? Okay, this is still just continuing on. No. The door's right there. So, and we also missed loot, which is annoying me. I don't see a reason to activate the turret.
I won't
We step
tolerate
here.
weakness.
Okay, we are not getting attacked. Oh, hello, guys.
Take a knee and bow before me.
I'll turn you into
cornstarch. Okay, we're not going to deal with that. We're already at the end of my streaming time by a bit. So, that'll be for next time. Now we know why we'd want to use that turret, apparently. So, yeah. It's interesting that we were able to see this area, but we didn't see anyone, and then suddenly, boom, there's an army. Okay, but yes, we are going to put a pause here. Next time we will deal with that conflict. I guess this is the direction we're actually going to get to the capital, so I never explored what this door went to. So we'll probably want to go back there as well as this piece of loot that I apparently missed. So, yeah, next time we'll just keep exploring this planet and see where it goes. Hope you all had fun, and I will see you then.